Hi guys, my name is Alex. I am a sex coach. Welcome back to another video. This time we're gonna find out, do women actually know what they like during sex? Because today I am reacting to this video, 15 women give advice on how to be better at sex. So, do they know what they like? Are they right about this? As a sex coach, it's my job to help people get better at sex, to improve people's sex lives. So is my advice any good? Does my advice match up with what these 15 women like? Do these 15 women like the same thing? Is it universal? These are the questions we're hopefully gonna ask today in this video, in hopes that we can all become better at sex and just really get down and know what women want in bed. So if that sounds interesting and you want to learn how to be better at sex, then let's begin.
Bad breath equals bad sex, bad life, bad relationships, bad talk. Fix it. Now. All of you.
Okay, so first off, we have bad breath. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I have made a video on how important hygiene is in the realm of sex. Yes, if you have bad breath, if you have anything smelling bad, looking bad, disgusting, unclean, then guess what? Instead of having good sex, you're gonna have sex that's not good because your partner isn't going to be immersed in present and thinking about how amazing the sex is. They're gonna be thinking, what is that smell? It is not good, and I don't want it near my body at all. So, bad hygiene is a recipe for bad sex, so I agree with the first woman. We are on the same page, which is good news for me because that means that I am decent at my job. Well, 1 out of 15 decent, I guess.
Pay attention to the body. Pay attention. You see the body move and inhale and exhale, and you just roll with the movement of a body instead of just having the mission just to be to get off. It's pointless to do that. It's supposed to be a deeper experience.
Yes, I would elaborate on that and say have fun. It shouldn't be this goal where you have sex, you reach orgasm, and then you go off and do your own thing. It should be an experience. You enjoy it. You get to know your partner. You explore their bodies. Have fun with it. If you make mistakes, who cares? Because you're just in there having fun. You know, sexual behavior is a play behavior in psychology. It's basically adult play. When I think of play, I think of fun. I think of relaxation, of doing something that you enjoy. So make it enjoyable, make it fun, and be mindful of how your partner's feeling. There is pleasure to be had in sex that is not just the orgasm.
Don't be selfish, and you have to learn how to please your partner. And then that makes a lot of sense because they want to come back for more if you please them.
There is another human being involved, so it's not just about you and what you want.
All right, perfect. These two are saying don't be selfish. I've said that too. Maybe these people have been watching my videos. Let's be real, they haven't. But yeah, if you're going into a sexual experience all about yourself, not only is that sexual experience not going to be good for your partner, but you're actually going to have worse sex for yourself. Because sexual pleasure is reciprocal in nature. It is a partner action that requires more than one person, and there is reciprocal pleasure to be had, which means basically if your partner is experiencing pleasure, that rubs off on you. And likewise, if you are experiencing pleasure, that rubs off on your partner. So the more passionate, the more aroused, the more horny, the more into it that you can be, the more your partner will feel that way as well. So you will give better sex and you will get better sex in return. Be mindful and don't be selfish. These are two amazing mindsets and extremely important mindsets if you want to have better sex. So far, so good.
Let someone know when something feels good or doesn't feel good, or they'll keep doing it.
Right, communication. The most important thing in all of sex and sexual relationships is communication. Let someone know they're doing something right. Let someone know they're doing something wrong, but be a little bit more tactful about that one. Because you could really shut them off to sex with you if you are judgmental, if you portray sex in a negative light. So with your criticism, be more constructive, be more positive about it. Tell people what they do well, rather than harping on the negatives. That would be a better approach, I think. But yes, you have to communicate. You have to tell your partner what you want in sex, what works for you in sex, so that you can get that from them. Otherwise, you're both going into the experience blind, and you're just relying on luck or chance to have a good sexual experience. And who wants to rely on that?
Take your time.
Take your time is a great tip as well. I would say take your time more informed foreplay. I feel like a lot of people rush through the foreplay part, a lot of men in particular, because men get aroused at different rates than women do. Men are ready to go in a matter of seconds, usually, and women, it takes longer for their bodies to get ready to have sex, to physiologically get ready. Things need to happen. Things need to move around and, do their thing before you can get down and dirty into the penetrative part. So I would say, yes, take your time, especially when it comes to foreplay, the arousal building phase. Enjoy that as well and just be in that moment. And cherish that moment for just a little bit longer before you start getting into the dirty deed and going to Pound Town or whatever.
Listen, be a good listener.
Learn how to be open and cool with what you want and what turns you on, and allow that to exist without any shame or embarrassment.
So yes, these two women are basically listen to your partner and listen to yourself. So you have to be an expert of yourself in your own sexuality, and it's okay if you're not right away. You can still have great, amazing sex, but what you should do is just work with your partner to figure out what you like and what you love, what makes you tick, what makes you aroused, what you like to fantasize about. That way you and that partner can do those things and have amazing sexual experiences. Sex is not a solo act, as I mentioned before. It's about communication. It's about working with your partner. It's not about being selfish. And so you should go into a sexual relationship thinking in terms of improvement, of journey, of this is us going to be working together to a goal, to reach an amazing sexual life and sexual experience. And then yes, listen to what your partner is telling you. Listen to their body, what their body is telling you. They might say one thing, but in the sexual experience, they are just going wild and they're saying another thing there. So be mindful, be present in that experience, and just kind of learn how your partner communicates in the moment, and then be better communicators outside of the bedroom as well.
I think foreplay is everything. It's not just like jumping right in.
So yeah, like I mentioned before, spend more time in foreplay and you will have better sex, because the more opportunity you have to build arousal, to build anticipation, to build that horniness, usually that results in better sexual experiences because they are more ready and more mentally stimulated going into that sexual experience. And they want it more at that point.
Figure out how to give good head. I think that makes a big difference.
If your partner loves getting or receiving head, then yeah, but that's not going to apply to everyone. Anything that's like physically based, anything that's opinion based, so the physical things like what feels the best for you, that's all going to be individual preference, and so it's not going to be like a universal thing to be better at sex. So right, if we take that and go back to the beginning and say if you've communicated, if you've learned what you like and you are mindful and not selfish, and you realize that your partner loves getting head or giving head, then do that and you will have better sex. It's common sense, but people tend to overcomplicate these things. And lucky for me, because then I wouldn't have a job.
Feel the female body, see what she's responding to.
Really pay attention to the girl and ask her how she's feeling and ask her if she has any preferences before you start.
Right. More communication. I mean, communication is so important in relationships, in life, in sex, in basically everything. Humans are built for communication. We operate by communication. So yes, anything that you can do to talk about sex, get to know your partner, get to know their body, even before you've had sex, talk about these things. What talking about sex is going to do is get you guys more comfortable with the idea of having sex with each other, because you start imagining yourselves in that position with that partner. And comfort level is a huge determining factor in sexual pleasure, because if you are uncomfortable in a situation, you're going to be shut off. Your body's not going to be able to enjoy the sexual atmosphere. It's not going to be able to enjoy the sexual experience, the touch, the feeling, the emotion. And then if you are comfortable in the experience, you are more able to be immersed, present, and just aroused and experience the experience for what it actually is, a pleasurable experience.
Don't be
set in your ways and feel offended. Because I think sometimes if you try to give a guy advice, they get all, I know what I'm doing. You were screaming last night. Or like, you know, they kind of feel like they're being attacked.
Yeah, like I said, it should be about having fun, and it should also be a journey that you guys go on. You're never going to, unless, like I said, you leave it up to luck and chance, and luck and chance would happen to make it so you guys are the most compatible people ever just by doing randomly whatever you want. That is going to be rare. So sex, it's always going to be a journey. You're going to change different things for different partners, and anyone who has been with different partners or different relationships knows that. They know that different people like different things in sex. Well, I shouldn't say they know that because, I mean, honestly, people aren't that receptive, especially in sex. A lot of people are selfish and they're thinking about what they want and not necessarily their partner, not realizing that if you provide better sex to your partner, you're going to get that back and it's going to be better for you anyway. But yeah, be able to take criticism, but also know that everyone's going to be different no matter what you do. Even if you've learned some crazy physical technique online that they guaranteed is going to produce an orgasm, or some thrusting technique or whatever it is, and it happens to not work on someone, don't be mad at them because it's just their preference. Be mad at yourself for being so closed-minded and thinking that everything is going to work on everyone. Getting to know someone and learning about what they like sexually, that's part of the fun of it. Because once you get on the same page with a person sexually, the sex becomes unbelievably mind-blowing, amazing, better than you could possibly imagine, especially if you've never done that before and had that custom tailored sex where you guys are just both on the same page. It's truly life-changing, and I want that for all of you guys, which is why I make these videos.
Listen, and listen to your partner, to what they want, what they don't. Just don't assume or throw things at them. I think would probably be the best thing. Everybody wants to feel comfortable and safe, and I think that's a major point.
She just killed it right there. I've talked about comfort, communication, listening, being receptive, responsive, mindful of your partner. She basically hit it all. Yes, sex in an uncomfortable environment is never going to be good. Sex in a comfortable environment, that has the potential to be amazing. The mental factors, the things that can pull you out, distract you from the pleasure, those are all the most important things. And the things that you need to be mindful of if you want to be able to provide amazing sexual experiences. It's a mental game far more than it is a physical game. And I think the 15 answers we got today prove that. None of these women said, oh, I like when they stimulate my G-spot, or I like when they do this certain thing to my clitoris, or I like when they do this certain weird technique. No, it's all mental things. It's all listening, it's communicating, it's being present in the experience, it's having fun. And all of those things are what make a sexual experience good. It is not the different physical techniques that you string together. It's the mental atmosphere and the fantasy and the play, the fun that you can provide to your sexual partner. So there you go. These women were pretty good. I think you can learn a lot from that. Men, sometimes they get so wrapped up in their ego and thinking that they need to just know how to have amazing sex for every different person just by doing it without communicating, because they feel like if they communicate about sex, it makes them weak in some way or inexperienced in some way. But the best lovers are ones that communicate, and the best lovers are the ones that know that a new sexual partner is going to have different needs, different wants and desires, and goes out of their way to figure those things out and work together. That's what good sex comes down to, working together. So if we could have a little bit more of working together as a unit, then we would have better sex. I wouldn't have a job, I wouldn't have this YouTube channel, and we'd all be super happy and fulfilled. And yet here I am, so anyway, hope you liked this video, hope you enjoyed it, hope you found it informative. Thank you so much for watching, I truly appreciate it. Come back, subscribe for more videos like this, more content, more knowledge, so that you can be the best at sex that you could possibly be. Until next time, get out there and have amazing sex. Bye guys.